Good morning, Jeff. At Just a Thought. Sometimes in the Christian life, God just wants you to do the one thing. We get caught up in many things, but sometimes He just wants you to do the one thing. And there's an account in Mark chapter 10 where Jesus encounters a rich young man, and he's very religious and keeps all the commandments. And it says Jesus loved him for that. But there's a verse that says, looking at the man, this is Mark 10, Jesus felt genuine love for him. And he says to this rich young man who's very religious, there's still one thing that you lack, that you haven't done. Go sell all your possessions and give the money to the poor. You'll have treasure in heaven, and then follow me. But this is what happens. At this phrase from Jesus, the man's face fell, for he was very wealthy. And he just couldn't get over the line. The wealth was more important than following Jesus, even though he was very wealthy. And he just couldn't do it. And in Luke 9, someone comes up to Jesus and says, I'll follow you. And Jesus says, I have nowhere to stay, but follow me anyway. And he couldn't do it. And Jesus says to someone else in Luke 9, follow me. And he says, no, I've got other things to do. Can I just do it, follow you once I've done these things, maybe in 10 years? And he couldn't. And another one says, I'll follow you. But can I do that first? And Jesus says, no, you need to follow me straight away. What's the one thing you lack today? What's the one hindrance? What's the one thing that's getting in the way of your discipleship and following Jesus? Because it can be a hindrance. We try sometimes to live two things at the one time, but Jesus sometimes just wants us to do the one thing, but it comes at a cost, and that cost for all these people wouldn't be met. So I would encourage you today to examine your heart. To examine what's that one thing that you haven't done or lack and won't do that will draw you closer to God. You know what that is. You know what's getting in the way from following Jesus 100%. I know. And I encourage you to examine yourself today, like all these people like this, and don't be like this young rich ruler who just couldn't get over the line because his wealth was more important than Jesus, his house, his car, his job. What's the one thing that you lack that will get you following Jesus closer? Amen.